Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Narang Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityang Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavad-uttama shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple ki jai. It's a reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 74. Starting with text 19, or is that on the board? Yes. The deliverance of Shishupal. Text 19. Arati hyachyuta shraistyam Bhagavan Satvatang Pati Eshavai Devata Sarva Deshakala Danadayaha Arhati Hyachuta Shraistyam Bhagavan Satvatang Pati Eshavai Devata Sarva Deshakala Danandayaha Arhati Hyachuta Shraistyam Bhagavan Satvatang Pati Eshavai Devata Sarva Deshakala Danadayaha. Devata Sarva Deshakala Danadaya Arhati. Oh, Matajis? Sorry. Any Matajis? Arhati deserves. He indeed. Achyataha infallible Krishna. Shraistyam the supreme position. Bhagavan the Supreme Lord. Satvatam of the Yadavas. Pati the chief. Esha, he, vai, certainly, devata, demigods, sarva, all, desha, the place for the sacrifice, kala, the time, dana, the material paraphernalia, aryaha, and so on. Translation: Sahadev said, certainly it is Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and chief of the Yadavas, who deserves the highest position. In truth, he himself comprises all the demigods worshipped in sacrifice, along with such aspects of the worship as the sacred place, the time, and the paraphernalia. Repeat after me. Sahadev said, certainly it is Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the chief of the Yadavas. He deserves the highest position. In truth, he himself comprises all the demigods worshipped in sacrifice, along with such aspects of the worship as the sacred place, the time, and the paraphernalia. So we're continuing on with a few more verses. It's also up there? Okay, good. Yadatmikam idang vishvam kartavascha yad atmikaha agnir ahutayo mantra sankyang yogascha yat paraha eka evad vitiyo sav aitad atmyam idang jagat atmanatma shraya sabhya srijat Yavati Hantyajaha. Translation: this entire universe is founded upon him, as are the great sacrificial performances with their sacred fires, oblations, and mantras. Sankhya and yoga both aim toward him, the one without a second. O assembly members, that unborn Lord, relying solely on himself, creates, maintains, and destroys this cosmos by his personal energies, and thus the existence of this universe depends on him alone. Text 22. Vividha niha karmani janayan yad avekshaya ihate yad ayang sarva shreyo dharmadhi lakshanam. He creates the many activities of this world, and thus his grace, by his grace, the whole world endeavors for the ideals of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Tasmat Krishnaya Mahate Diyatang Paramarhanam Evang Chet Sarva Bhutanam Atmenash Charhanam Bhavet. Therefore, we should give the highest honor to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. If we do so, we will be honoring all living beings and also our own selves. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutaya Krishna Yanaya Darshane Deyam Shantaya Purnaya Datas Yane Yatyam Ichyataha. Anyone who wishes the honor he gives to be reciprocated infinitely should honor Krishna, the perfectly peaceful and perfectly complete soul of all beings, the Supreme Lord, who views nothing as separate from himself. Purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada writes as follows. Sahadev said, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is superfluous to speak about Krishna because every one of you, exalted personalities, knows the Supreme Brahman, Lord Krishna, for whom there are no material differences between body and soul, between energy and the energetic, or between one part of the body and another. Since everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, there's no qualitative difference between Krishna and all living entities. Everything is an emanation of Krishna's energies, the material and spiritual energies. Krishna's energies are like the heat and light of the fire. There's no difference between the quality of heat and light and the fire itself. He should therefore be offered the first worship of this great sacrifice, and no one should disagree. Krishna is present as the Supersoul in every living being, and if we can satisfy him, then automatically every living being becomes satisfied. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaham Shri Chaitanya Manobhistang Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namaom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Mani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha Deshatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavan Shri Krishna ki. So we're here in the 10th canto. Rarely, actually, much of our society has not really been reading up to the 10th canto, but now we're plowing through the 10th canto and hearing about the wonderful, glorious activities of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, his appearance. We just had Janmashtami. Everyone had Janmashtami? Some people got rained out. Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki. I'm okay. It's loud enough. Yeah, so Krishna, he appears for the benefit of his devotees, like a parent, for his children. He feels love and great compassion, and he's appearing in each and every universe. But he's so great that simply by his breathing, everything is becoming manifested. All the universes are becoming manifested. The Lord is so powerful just by his breathing. Mahavishnu, from the pores of his body, all these unlimited universes are emanating. For what reason? For all the conditioned souls who have left Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. It's like we become amnesia, we forget our true identity, we forget our parents, and we forget the purpose of our life. We come to this world, so Krishna again enters each universe as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, fills up to half the universe and lying on Sheshanaga, and then from the lotus of his navel comes a beautiful lotus, Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma performs great tapasya. He heard tapa. So the Lord, he only heard the sound vibrations, so he meditating, who am I? What is the purpose? What is all this about? And by that tapasya, Krishna was very pleased. Krishna was happy. So he appeared before Lord Brahma. He shook Lord Brahma's hand. He showed him the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavan, everything. And Lord Brahma was thrilled to have such personal, direct contact with the Supreme Lord. Imagine by the performance of sacrifice, tapasya, dedication, devotion, the Lord appears in front of you. So he's here every day because we are very limited in Kali Yuga. In particular, we're blinded by the desire for sense gratification, tamoguna, rajoguna. We're being driven by so many desires to enjoy in this material world. Everyone's looking for enjoyment. It said that Krishna also, he's also setting up the ideals of what is religiosity. Animals, they don't have religion, but human beings, they're supposed to have some systematic religious performance. Doesn't matter what title you give it, everyone has to perform some duties, some respect for God, and appreciation of all the gifts, sunshine, rainfall, vegetative growth, all the necessities, fruits and flowers, everything. Krishna's giving us this body. He's given us this ability to see and hear and think. But unfortunately, we're utilizing this very valuable machinery, this body, this very special opportunity to take birth. What to speak of taking birth in Bharatvarsha? Bharata bhumite hoila manusha janma sarataka kori kara para upakar. That you're fortunately taking birth in the land where Bhagavan is appearing, the Vedic literature, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranas, Itihasas, Bhagavad-gita, Krishna personally speaking on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mang namaskuru mame vaisasi satyante pratijane priyosame. Think of me, become my devotee, worship me, offer your prayers to me, thus you'll come to me without fail. I promise you this because you're my very dear friend. So Krishna, he's very friendly. You see Krishna and the cowherd boys are always playing in the groves of Vrindavan. In case you haven't come to Vrindavan, they play in the groves of Vrindavan. And Raman Reti, where Krishna Balaram Mandir is, their footprints are everywhere. You have to just appreciate. So Krishna consciousness is an opportunity to perfect what is religion, and instead of mundane material sense gratification, because everyone's thinking boy meets girl, girl meets boy, let us enjoy, have family, I'll work hard for the rest of my life, day and night, all day long, struggling, because there's so much disease, you're always worried about the health and the children and all the necessities of life. I have no time to think of Krishna, I'm busy. I have to have a nice home, nice car, so much paraphernalia which goes along with trying to be happy in this material world. I need my education, my technical degrees, my PhD. But the scientists and all those evolutionists and philosophers, they have no clue. Perhaps there was a big explosion. Perhaps by a combination of chemicals over a long period of time, life was produced. So all the speculation and mental, speculation of the so-called scientists, teachers, and philosophers is being defeated by Srila Vyasadeva, by the great acharyas, Mahajano Jainagata Sapanta, that Janmad Yasya Yaton Vayadit Tashateshu Vigyaswarat Tene Brahma Hridayadikavaye Muyanti Yasuryaha. This is a beautiful beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, the cream, Amala Purana. Because there are many Vedic literatures, there are many Sanskrit scholars in the world. Oh, I have a friend who's a great philosopher. He's the president of the Sanskrit Society of Vedic Studies. But what do they know about Krishna? So until and unless Brahmanda Brahmite Konyu Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. By the mercy of Krishna, we get Guru. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Guru is one. Many gurus giving teachings to those sincere followers. But Srila Prabhupada was empowered, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We see Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda dancing because they're very happy that all the devotees are coming to sing and dance and have this sadhu sangha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he personally instructed Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, all the Goswamis. He empowered them to Krishna Shakti Vinana He Tara Pravartana, Krishna's potency. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could have performed all these activities himself. He's Krishna, isn't it? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. He's none different than Radha and Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was recognized by Rupa Goswami as Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratvashe Namaha. You are the most merciful incarnation because you are freely giving love of Godhead. So Sahadev, Yudhishthira Maharaja performing a great Rajasuya sacrifice, he picked so many exalted brahmanas and priests, Vyasadeva and Asita and Devala and Narada. So many priests were there to conduct this wonderful ceremony in glorification of the Supreme Lord. So now it came time to pick the perfect person, the first person. Sahadev was known for his ability to analyze situation and make a very deliberate and conscious evaluation that Krishna obviously should be the first worshipped. He's the Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karna Karnam. What did Arjuna say? Patrang Pushpang Parang Brahma Parang Dhamma Pavitrang Paramang Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum. So Krishna is recognized by great acharyas, stalwart scholars, but those who are in ignorance, those who are foolish, dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradama amaya paritagyana asuram bhavamashritam. Their intelligence is lost because of sinful activities. The world is engaged in sinful activities of slaughtering the cow, mother cow, slaughtering babies in the womb, and performing all kinds of degraded activities. So being misguided. There's a spiritual world, there's the material world. Between us is Maya, Daivi Hesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mame Vaye Prapajante, Mayame Tang Tarantite. Because we chose, because of our free independence, to come to this world to enjoy. Maya covers our true identity. What is our true identity? Krishna, Jivera Swarup Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. We're all eternal servants of Krishna. So we don't belong in this material world simply serving the demigods or the country, the family. Yes, all the family will be nicely served, the country will be served, everyone will be happy. It said that everyone will be fully satisfied by this process of worshiping Krishna, and all our obligations are fulfilled. And all the assembly, when they heard that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who's in everyone's heart, what is that verse? Sarvasya chahang hridi sanavishto matat smriti jnanam apohanang cha. Isn't it? That I'm in the heart of every living being. I'm giving remembrance, I'm giving guidance, remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. Krishna described that the Atma, our true identity, the soul, we are the soul. We have a mind, we have intelligence, we definitely have a false ego. Yeah? We have the material body with senses. In the senses want to see, taste, touch, hear. We're always looking for enjoyment and happiness. And the mind is orchestrating. And if the mind intelligence is not purified, it will go into all the wrong places looking for happiness. It'll keep us in this material world rotting, birth, old age, disease, and death. We've seen the pandemic came some years ago. There's always a pandemic. There's always war. There's always struggle. Dukkaliyam ashashvatam. It's a temporary, miserable place, the material world. Abrahma bhuvanaloka punaravartano arjuna. From the highest planet down to the lowest planet, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. So Srila Prabhupada is carrying this message. He boarded Jaladuta, and then also all his books, Bhagavatam, first canto in 3 volumes. He felt, not like I have a big treasure house of money. What he had, like 40 rupees, and had no follower. He had no followers or disciples. He came to America, didn't know to turn left or right. Some agency, some tourist agency, picked him up to bring him to Butler, Pennsylvania, a very small little town. So we can't imagine the austerities that Srila Prabhupada had underwent. Just like Lord Brahma, he performed great austerities, great tapasya. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the Goswamis, they were performing this sacrifice, this tapasya, and they were scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures, because people of knowledge, they want to understand philosophy, logic and reason. What is the history? What are the different teachings? Fortunately, one can get lost in the world of speculation, impersonal ideas, that one is taking pleasure in the arguments, not really looking for the answers. So Srila Prabhupada, he explained that although he was preaching in India, it was very difficult to convince the society, due to the age of Kali Yuga, about the importance of taking up devotional service. People were saying, Swamiji, how my son can join you? He has to work and make money and take care of family. This is our only religion, working hard, taking care of family, and make sure we're all very comfortable and happy and healthy. But what about our spiritual existence, our devotional life? So Srila Prabhupada had ideas to take this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jare Dakotare Koho Krishna Upadesh, Amara Gai Guru Hoy Tare Desh, all over the world. He wanted to spread this message of Krishna consciousness, because Krishna is the Bhoktarang, Jagatapasang Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He's the proprietor, the owner of the whole world, the supreme enjoyer. Everything is meant for the pleasure of Krishna. And he's the friend of everyone. And if one recognizes that Krishna is the supreme proprietor, all offerings should be offered to Krishna, and he's the friend of everyone, then he becomes shanti, becomes peaceful. He no longer thinks himself the enjoyer or the supreme controller. So Srila Prabhupada brought this essential message of the Srila Vyasadeva, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again empowered the Goswamis just some years ago. And Srila Prabhupada's connected the Brahma Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are Rupanugas, we are Prabhupada-nugas, we're followers of Srila Prabhupada. And by taking shelter of the Guru, the spiritual master, no amounts of study of Vedic literature and austerities can one realize God without surrender to the spiritual master. Tadviri pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanas tattva darshana. Srila Prabhupada never took credit for himself. He always gave full credit to his spiritual master. He said, only by the mercy of His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, that I have any ability to perform any activities. He gave credit to his devotees. He said, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati sent so many nice devotees to help me in this mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada performed miracles, although he never claimed any miracles, and that converting or awakening the fallen conditioned souls who are rotting in the blind well of material existence with no hope of escape, to chanting and dancing from all over the world, from America, Europe, Africa, Asia. And it's not that one becomes Indian Vaishnava or American Vaishnava or British Vaishnava or African Vaishnava. Everyone who takes up the principles of Krishna consciousness, this is the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, that everyone is eligible to become Krishna conscious, because this is simply a machine, a covering. The soul is Satchidananda Vigraha, eternal, ever-existing, undying, primeval. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Leela, when Haridas Thakur was staying under the shelter of Advaita Acharya, and every day Advaita Acharya was feeding Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was recognized as the best Vaishnava, the Acharya of the holy name. But he was very much afraid of the Brahminical community in Shantipur and Navadvip, because very, very great Brahmanas and very sophisticated, highly elevated devotees there, they may criticize Advaita Acharya. How is it, Acharya, that you're offering the Shraddha Patra, this Agra Puja, the first puja after performing the Shraddha ceremony, which is for that you're offering the food to Haridas Thakur, that people may criticize you. I'm just a low-born person. Why you take that chance of being contaminated by associating with the low-born? But Advaita Acharya says, you are the best of all Vaishnavas. By feeding you, I'm feeding thousands of great Brahmanas. And he goes, I follow scriptural teachings, not that I'm sentimentally, blindly offering you the first sacrifice, because by your quality, by your devotion, by your determination of chanting Krishna's holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare. Kali Kalir Dosha, Nama Sankir, Kali Kalir Dosha. In Kali Yuga, it's full of faults, but how the verse goes? Kali Kalir Dosha, Nidhe Rajan, Asti Heko Mahadgunan, Kirtanareva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parang Vrajet. In Kali Yuga, there's many faults, many shortcomings, but by this chanting of Krishna's holy name, Harinama, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalu Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking Ramananda Roy that, what is the perfection of life? What is that? And Ramananda Roy was suggesting Varnashram Dharma. If everyone performs their duties nicely, follows the rules and regulations, they will achieve perfection. Lord Chaitanya said, not so easy. Kali Yuga, very difficult to follow all the rules and regulations, and not that we don't do, we follow rules and regulations, but when the chanting of the holy name cleanses the heart, Shaitodarpana Marjanang Bhavamaha Devagni Nirvapanang Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranang Vijavadhu Jivanam. This chanting of Krishna's name cleans our heart, cleans our mind, and makes us fit for devotional service. Even though we may feel, oh, I am very fallen, I am greedy, I am lusty, I'm envious, I have many bad qualities. We are full of bad qualities, but yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana savargunais tatra samasate stura. That by performing devotional service begins with hearing and chanting. Right now, by sitting here in the Bhagavatam class in front of their lordships, hearing the transcendental glorification of Krishna is devotional service. Chanting your rounds is devotional service. Taking prasadam with the devotees is devotional service. Singing and dancing in kirtan, this is devotional service. And we should perform service. Either we're cleaning the temple, dressing the deities, we're distributing Srila Prabhupada, the transcendental books, for the benefit of all the conditioned souls. This is the real Vaishnava. He's Titikshava karunika suhrida sarvadehinam ajata shatava santa sadhava sadhabhushana. He's very tolerant. Why we're tolerant? Because society, they cannot relate to how is it someone can give up, living in common society and escape to a temple life. We're not escaping, but we're very fearful of this repetition of birth and death. We're fearful. Everyone's getting old. When you're young, Maya has you so covered over, you're energetic, you run up and down the mountain, you're very fit and you feel very vibrant. But as you get older and older, you see, we get a little bit bigger and the knees don't work and everything starts falling apart. But everyone has to go through that. I think my mother's 92 now, and she said, don't get old. And I said, I have no choice, We're all going to get old, And I'll be 70 now, and she's telling, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. So mother always instructing it. Lord Chaitanya took shelter of his mother, and he had great love. And so obviously we're indebted to mother, father. In that capacity, we have so much love and devotion. But at the same time, we understand what is our duty. Our real duty is to take shelter of Guru and worship the Guru as a representative of Krishna. He's our connection to Krishna. And by performing this devotional service, we're awakening that eternal love, a love of Godhead. Haridas Thakur, when he was in the house of the father and uncle of Raghunath Das, they had a discussion about the potency of the glories of the holy name. And they were saying, it gives liberation and frees one from material distress. And Haridas Thakur was saying, only a glimpse, just like in the morning time, before the sun even rises, as the dawn comes, the darkness is dissipated. Imagine when you're in complete darkness, there's no ability to function in complete darkness, but with the sunrise, just the brilliance of the sunrise, the sun hasn't even risen, then immediately everything becomes very clear and distinct. You can see yourself, you can see others, you can see everything around you. And so the holy name awakens that love for Krishna, that Krishna prem, Nitya Siddha Krishna prem sadhu kabunoi. That love for Krishna is lying dormant in everyone's heart. It's like a match. If you strike it, it blazes, it flares up. So the Maha Mantra is a process for awakening that desire to be with the devotees, to chant Krishna's name, to render service enthusiastically. What isn't it that the servant of Krishna, Daruda, who was spanning the personal servant of Krishna? Anyway, he was feeling ecstatic emotions. Daruka. He was fanning Krishna in Dwarka, and he was feeling such emotions that it was interfering with his ability to fan the Lord. Sometimes you get emotional and you, maybe tears are coming and you're feeling shaking, and the gopis and the feelings, these ecstatic feelings, they didn't want that to interfere with their service to Krishna. So we have a wonderful opportunity. Srila Prabhupada created this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We don't need to be going out looking at this Baba and this yogi. There's many great yogis, many great Babas, and many great gurus. But our father, our grandfather, our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, we have our Guru Parampara. So if you're reading, read the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, read the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita, read the Nectar of Devotion, read Krishna book, Nectar of Instruction, and do it again and again, because there's no lack, nothing's missing, everything is complete. This is the highest philosophy. When you're reading the intimate pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, also Krishna book, the 10th canto of Krishna with Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, with the gopis, the gopas, and the loving exchanges. And what more we're looking for? I don't know. So we should feel very, very confident that Srila Prabhupada's home, which is suitable for everyone to take shelter of, just like Krishna lifted Giri Govardhan Maharaj, he lifted Govardhan Hill and all the cows and residents, and everyone was fully protected, and they all had time to associate with one another. Krishna performs many activities by one action. He curbed the pride of Indra, who thought, I'll throw torrential rains. How dare this little boy Krishna stop my puja? I'll show them who's boss. So for 7 days, he inundated Braj. And but by Krishna's mystical potency, the water was not coming. Govardhan Hill was the umbrella sheltering. All the Brijabasis were together, having darshan of Krishna intimately. And no one had fears of Indra's wrath or, hunger or thirst. Krishna, he's providing everything for all of us. He provides for all the animals. He provides so many wonderful fruits and vegetables, and Mother Cow gives us so much milk for burfi and pera and sandesh and so many wonderful things. Wonderful prasadam. So our entertainment is chanting and dancing and glorifying Krishna, and also taking nice prasad together. So this is a beautiful verse. We'll hear more intrigue as Shishupal becomes upset that Krishna is being glorified so much, and he'll start giving bad name to Krishna, and all the Pandavas are ready for a battle, but Krishna, he said, it's okay. And then Sudarshan Chakra will come and take care of business. So Krishna will protect us. What is that? Rake Krishna Marike, Mare Krishna Rakeke. If Krishna wants to kill you, no hope. No one can protect you. If Krishna wants to protect you, no one can harm you. And we may think, well, why do devotees leave sometimes? Krishna has his idea, not his idea, his plan. And we have to understand that the suffering that a devotee feels, he sees tattenu kampam susamikshamano, that there's only a token punishment. I actually deserve to be punished so much more, but Krishna's only given me a token so I can remember him, remember his lotus feet. Queen Kunti prayed to be in distress and anxiety, because when I'm suffering, I'm fearful, and I think of your lotus feet, all the fear goes away, and I feel fully satisfied and protected. So Krishna, he'll definitely give us protection, and this Krishna consciousness movement will definitely spread for the next 10,000 years. So we should put our full endeavor. We're actually pioneers. We're all here sitting pioneers. Temple just opened. Krishna Balaram opened 1975. I think 78 for Ram Navami, and it's just a few years ago. Krishna consciousness, you see how it's growing and blossoming and developing. So we should take part in this very wonderful society and give others an opportunity to hear about Krishna and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. There might be a few minutes if there are questions, but I know that we're supposed to have a tight schedule because of all the meetings and everything. Well, if there's one or two questions, we can entertain. Do you have a microphone set up, or there's no question time? Are there any questions? Koi prashna hai? No? Maybe. I think everyone's satisfied, yeah? Everyone's hungry? Oh, here's one question. Very good.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, थैंक यू फॉर नाइस लेक्चर। मेरा प्रश्न ये था कि आपने इसके पहले आपने एक पॉइंट बोला था स्टार्टिंग में कि हम लोग वैकुंठ से आए, वी आर कम फ्रॉम वैकुंठ इन मटेरियल वर्ल्ड। सो वैकुंठ में तो माया नहीं है, बट वो जो जीव है उस जैसे बोलते हैं जीव इधर सच्चिदानंद, चित मीन्स फुल ऑफ नॉलेज। तो उसके पास तो फुल ऑफ नॉलेज भी है और वो ब्लिसफुल आनंद में भी है. सो वो उसके पास मतलब ऐसा क्या हुआ कि उसको यहाँ आना पड़ा? ये भगवान.
It's a good question. Acha prashna hai. It's people think in Vaikuntha everything is perfect, everyone's fully satisfied. So how they could possibly fall from such a wonderful place? There's the example that, let's say you're born in a very, very wealthy family, and you have all your necessities provided for, but still you want to go out and experience something on your own. You think that Krishna is the supreme, independent enjoyer. And although a servant, he's on a very high level, he's enjoying almost equal to the master. But if he thinks that, what if I was the master? What if I had a chance to be independent and people can also worship me? It's this minute independence. It's very difficult to understand how it is that we've fallen from the spiritual world to the material world. This is a very deep subject matter. Many people say, no, we came from the Brahma Jyoti, or we were never in the spiritual world. But that's not what the scripture says. It says that we're originally from the spiritual world. We've fallen to the material world because we've misused our minute independence. And Krishna won't take away your independence. He won't force you. Oh no, you're my eternal servant, so you can't use your independence. Or I force you to love me. You don't force love. Love is voluntary and it's spontaneous. So it's almost like a bad dream. I don't know if they're catching it. Once you wake up from your dream, you understand your duties and your responsibilities. So by this process of Krishna Bhakti, devotional service, we awaken our Vaikuntha nature, our spiritual nature. We go back home. If you read the Leela of Jai and Vijay, Hiranyakashipu, the entire Leela, many cantos are dedicated to give us examples, to give us history, and give us shastric teaching. And whatever we don't understand now, if we faithfully serve our spiritual master, the realization will come to us. Okay?
उसके अंदर क्या हम स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में अगर अपराध करते हैं तो भी हमारा फॉल डाउन होने का चांस है? इवन
What's that?
ऑफेंस.
But they don't commit offenses in the spiritual world because they're all fully in love and they have all the divine qualities. It's not like, but the only mistake or shortcoming is that misuse of our independence, a desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. It may be a subtle desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. And we come to this material world. But the material world, only 1/4, 3/4 of the creation is all liberated, eternal associates of the Lord, serving in many different capacities. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other question? One more question in the back. Go ahead. You have a microphone or no? You can give them the microphone. My ear's not so good.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, regarding complete Srimad Bhagavatam, there are some institutions who read only 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam up to whatever Prabhupada translated, gave a purport.
Searching, checking.
So can that be also as considered as Srimad Bhagavatam complete for them or for us? What is the connection? And another question I had, Prabhuji, in individual spiritual life, one's individual spiritual life, when they are there in a management like Gaudiya Math, ISKCON, so definitely that helps us to not to fall prey for Maya, be on the standards with the principles of Bhakti. In that case, any other institute, if they have some rules and regulations, how it differs with especially ISKCON?
Well, Srila Prabhupada, he made the GBC the ultimate managing authority. And I was in Miami, I was the president of Miami Temple, when we set up the BBT there for completing Srimad Bhagavatam. We had Jarita Prabhu and Gopi Paranadana, also Hridayananda Maharaj. And by the efforts of the sincere followers of Srila Prabhupada, and based on the comments of the acharyas, and following the mood of Srila Prabhupada, and obviously empowered by Prabhupada to complete this glorious text. And we should not think and feel that there's any shortcoming. I mean, I feel fully happy and satisfied to read up to the 12th canto, the full Bhagavatam, because the message of Bhagavatam, especially the 10th canto, the 11th canto and 12th canto are so powerful and so valuable for our understanding. So many questions and answers and guidance in spiritual life is there. So I would say read the entire Bhagavatam, but start systematically, not just the 10th canto. Start from Janmadhyasya Yatam Varyad, from the very first canto, and study very carefully under the guidance of the spiritual master in the association of devotees, because this way we can take care of each other properly, that we're not deviating from the Siddhanta of the Bhagavatam. And then the rules and regulations of an institution, although Prabhupada said, if I told you all the rules and regulations, you would faint, you would all go away. And if I say, okay, you must chant 64 rounds, because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said that one who's not chanting 64 rounds of the Japamala, he's in a fallen condition. So you may think, well, how is it possible then? Well, what about 32? Okay, minimum 16 rounds. But Prabhupada didn't say, he said chant 24 hours a day. You should chant all the time. But as an introduction, as a way of getting your foot in the door, as a way of clearing your mind, and to see the importance of chanting the holy name, of hearing Bhagavat Katha. So Srila Prabhupada is an empowered acharya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's representative, and his institution, the rules and regulations are governed in such, although all classes are available, we have male, female. Prabhupada would often even marry his disciples. They would mock that, oh, Bhaktivedanta, he's a marriage Swami. No, Srila Prabhupada understood the culture, the time, place, and circumstance. In this age of Kali, especially in the time that we're living in right now, the way that Prabhupada was empowered, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the whole world. If someone's having a problem with Maya, that's his problem. Prabhupada said, you show me that place, there's no Maya, we shall all go there. But Maya is everywhere. It's in our senses, it's in our mind, it's our desire. If we desire Krishna, then Krishna will give us good association and the opportunity to perform devotional service. If we desire Maya, Maya will be very much present. Maya Devi came a second time to Haridas Thakur for 3 days, and showing such beauty that even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva could not withstand. But Haridas Thakur, being a great Vaishnava, he said that I only stayed only for your purification. And he had no interest in material life. So by this process of Krishna consciousness under the institution and good association and guidance of senior devotees, then we can achieve happiness and perfection. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hare.
Thank you so much.